Hello. Welcome back to the Big Fat Psychic channel. I'm so pleased to be reading again for you today. Okie dokie, normal service resumes. I had to take a week off because, as you know, my grandma was in hospital, very, very poorly. Oh my God, I've never seen that like it. She's got heart failure and kidney failure. It looked like she had pairs of black boots on her. And that was the blood. It just was black in her hands as well. So that's obviously the poor circulation. She really has been through it, bless her. Medically, they can't do anything more for her. So she's been sent home yesterday. And we'll just see. But then we had somebody else go in hospital. My children's nana, who's in a terrible situation. I just feel so bad for her, and obviously my children as well, because obviously they was very close to her. So yeah, it's terrible really. And then what else was there? If you hadn't slit your wrist by now. What else? Oh, I've got an abscess. And my energy was off Monday, Tuesday as well. So I think the universe gave me an abscess just to slow me down a bit, because we was doing it ever so well. I did have the Halloween party. I didn't enjoy it as much because obviously I was worried about my gran, but the kids loved it and my family loved it, and yeah, it pissed down and what else, thunderstorms and all that wind. And I decorated my garden, but do you know what? I'd secured it, so it didn't blow off or, you know, or anything else. But yeah, so that's been the week. So apologies for being missing. I just needed some quiet space for myself as well. Okay, so let's get into it. We're going to look at Fergie. Interesting. I mean, I did do readings on Monday, Tuesday for the channel, but my card said, don't do it. And then Tuesday it said, you're going to get it wrong. So I did the readings anyway. And although I got some things spot on, I did get it wrong. I got it mixed up. So anyway, we're clear today. We're clearer. Okay then, how's Fergie feeling right now about her royal life? She's low. She's not clinically depressed, but she's low. She's finding it hard. She might be finding it difficult to get up in the morning. She might not be sleeping well. She's got that constant level of cortisol in her, making her real tense, and maybe even a neck, affecting her neck. She's getting her feelings out there, which is a good thing, okay, because that way is where it causes great problems. So, you know, she's not at a death's door or anything. She's trying to work out, you know, what she's going to do now, what she's going to do next. I kind of feel, what's the next step? I think she's comparing herself maybe to Harry and Meghan. I mean, why don't we just dub, you know, Harry and Meghan as the new Andy and Fergie? Because people have been pointing out rightly about the things Meghan's done in 5 years that Fergie's done in 30, maybe longer. How is Fergie feeling towards Andrew? She is absolutely angry, okay? And she believes that he is his own worst enemy. Why didn't he just come out? Why didn't he let it go through a court? Why didn't he let, you know, if he's not done anything, why didn't he, you know, at least look like he was defending himself? Now, because she's angry, okay, I get that Andrew will do a tell-all on his family. But let's have a look. As Andrew stated to Fergie that he won't be doing any tell-alls. Yeah, that's the end. It's finished, you know. Just let it go. Let's move on as well. He don't want any more. It's been drama after drama. It's been a presence in his life that has ruined his last few years, you know, and ruined his few years with his mother as well. And he said to her, if you go ahead and do anything, that is it for me and you. That is it for me and you. Should she tell? I don't think she should betray the late Queen. She might be angry, but things can still be put right. And when I say that, you know, like financially, Andrew will be supported by Charles. Well, that means Andrew has to support his ex-wife as well. You know, that's always been the case. So nobody wants Fergie struggling in that way. I mean, she's always had financial secrets. I don't know. I think, you know, the family have got a lot on Fergie. How does Fergie feel about doing a tell-all interview, documentary, book, whatever? That would deeply upset Charles and William. How does she feel about doing it? Well, she's got her kids to look after. Look, everything's bad. Right now, she is not in a state to be coping well. It's a, you know, I feel like there's a pile on coming, but I feel it's towards Fergie. I don't feel like it's Fergie delivering the whip. I just think she's not going to do something right now while King Charles is going through all this. I mean, he was gracious enough to allow him back in, you know, allow her back into the family, so she won't forget that. And she's also got roots with Eugenie and Beatrice. Will Eugenie and Beatrice get to keep their titles? Eugenie and Beatrice are kind of upset, but it's more like not being in on things now, you know, whereas before they probably thought they had a chance to step up and do certain things and help in the family. Of course, everybody does something for themselves first, and then we make out we're doing something for somebody else just to make us look better. So I feel like they're anxious. So there'll be discussions going on. These two ladies are millionaires in their own rights. Are Eugenie and Beatrice afraid of more information coming out about the mum and dad? There's a lot of pointing the fingers, you know, being suspicious as well. So, you know, maybe the King and William maybe are concerned, you know, so they're keeping them out in the cold for a little bit. I mean, they've always kept themselves at arm's distance anyway. I think they believe that there's no more to come out, really. There's no more to come out. Beatrice and Eugenie convinced that their dad is innocent of Virginia. I believe they do, you know. They do feel like... We'll do it again. Ask this. When I say again, I've asked the question in other readings. You know, did Andrew actually sleep with Virginia? No. I've always got no. I've always got no. Look at that info not passed on. I've always got no. Why did Virginia... Why did Virginia tell the world that he had? She told the world because... for it to pay off, you know. It made her book, to be fair. It made her experience look far worse, you know, a royal involved and all these other big names as well. I've told you before, this recent book wasn't just written by, Virginia. Why are people accusing Andrew of something he didn't do? Because Andrew caved, you know, that's his mum there. That's our queen, the late queen. It was coming up to a big celebration as well. It was sprung on him, you know, it's all about timing as well. This hadn't been a year in their making. There'd been whispers, but it hadn't been a year in the making. That was designed intentionally to put Andrew on the spot, and everybody knows that Andrew loves his mother dearly, you know. You got people saying that he was her favourite. I don't think it is about favouritism. I feel like it was about spending time, you know. The more time you spend with somebody, the closer you become. And she would have made time for Andrew based on her own previous heritage, you know, their generation before. For some reason, she's looking, and Andrew, the second in line, or under Charles, Charles would have been a different child as Andrew. Why did she lie? Why did Virginia lie? Once something pops out of your mouth and hits the news, you can't go back on it. How did Andrew feel about Virginia making these accusations against him? How did he feel about having, you know, being able to defend himself? Well, he thought he'd sorted out, you know, just paid off. Wrong. He could have won that case. He might have won that case. Would Andrew have been able to win that civil case that Virginia was involved with as well? Yeah, look at that. He would have been able to, because her lies would have been uncovered. The idiot, you know, lying about your contact with him. You know, being in contact is not as bad as actually, you know, revealing this. And now it's the art of the lie, you know. Oh, he's no longer trustworthy. Oh, he said he wanted in touch with him, and then he was. What does that imply? Really, you know, that the guy was frightened. The guy didn't really understand, you know, that. Why is it important? Okay, the actual act of what he supposedly did to Virginia, and no other witnesses. Have you noticed? No other witnesses, no other victims. And then you got two power players in there, Andrew and Trump. It would, but he didn't have enough faith. He didn't have enough belief. It's like people now when they go to, get arrested for tweeting. Do you remember? They was all told to plead guilty just to get it out the way. Now this was a civil suit, okay. It could have gone the line. She's lied before. They could have used that she suddenly retracted everything. But Andrew being Andrew, for his mum, obviously knowing what was going on, that she had cancer and that Jubilee. I told you when I saw it, that Jubilee, I absolutely said she was in excruciating pain. I could see it all over her face. Is Fergie angry that Andrew never tried to clear his name? Absolutely. Absolutely. She's like, I can't believe, why have you done this, you silly man, you stupid man. Incredulous, but at the time you're swept up in all that emotion, you don't want to wake your mummy, you don't want her to have a heart attack, you don't want it, to be in disgrace. There'll have been all sorts, okay? I believe that this with Virginia is not true. Will any other victims come forward about Andrew? No, because he isn't any. Look at that, kidding yourself, deceiving yourself about situation or others. Believe me, if there was anybody to come out there, the woodwork, they would have, especially the gap between Virginia and their book, which was, more stylised and programmable by somebody else, okay? She will have been manipulated and influenced by it as well, at the end of the day. We're deceiving ourselves about others, other situation, because there isn't others, okay? But let's just check. Will any true victims of Andrew, with that kind of ring, okay, will any witnesses come forward? No, because it didn't happen like that. Yes, he was a prick and he was doing this, that and the other. And yes, he'll have been sleeping with, young women. Tell me what, a 54-year-old man, I'm not saying he's 54, but I've seen it all before. Older men, married with a wife at home, but, having a girlfriend on the side as well. And they're always young and they're always pretty and always available to go travelling around the world, go on holidays. I think Thailand's one of the favourite destinations as well. Will Andrew attempt to clear his name? I absolutely believe he can. I believe he will. I believe there's some kind of government or organisation around him that will support him through this. But he must clear his name. Which means he has to stop being a coward and face up to things, You can imagine, can't you, right? This guy's probably got a lot to hide anyway. But this would be one of the more serious ones. And this is the one he can get out of. I mean, you've got all sorts of ex-coppers now all turning up, saying, oh, he was this, he was that. Listen, if you'd have met me with my personality disorder in my heyday, you'd have been frightened to death of me and all. So, it's each to their own. Why don't people come out at the time and say something rather than the after effects? It's a pile-on. Who is behind this? Who is behind Andrew getting attacked like this? Somebody who can't have their own way. Somebody wanted him to move on. You can't have what you want, so... Is this connected to someone else wanting him to move out of Royal Lodge? There is that. There is that. Did, you know, William leak anything on Andrew? No. It's not so much leaks as in, like, informing us, you know, that Andrew is out of Lan. No, I think I'm getting separate. So there's two separate things here. Yes or no, universe? Is the person who's behind Meghan behind the assassination attempt, like, of character on Andrew? Absolutely, you can bank on it. They're both involved with the same person. It's all coming from that. Did Harry and Meghan leak stories about Andrew? No. I think first they really knew anything was when they heard about Andrew not being able to, you know, come back into the royal family, or obviously losing his titles and everything. What would Andrew like to happen from the King and William? Don't. That's what I get. Don't do. Oh, there's been a few rows. I think Andrew's confused as to what's happening, you know. Is he still a prince? Is he not a prince, you know? All this information and shit is coming from the outside. He's not getting it from the in. Maybe the king doesn't want to speak to him right now. How does the king feel about helping Andrew? Maybe they're expecting more damage. I certainly feel like there's a story coming regarding the king and his support for Andrew, because I think that's kind of being twisted as well, that Andrew will live off the king now. I don't think that is the case. I don't think the king would like that being put out as well. Causes a lot of problems, comes bad on him. How does William feel about this whole situation with Andrew and the king? Maybe that, you know, it's not buying Andrew's silence at all. I suppose everybody, you know, has family things. Depends what your, you know, level is. Is your level a screaming match? Is your level, you know, William and Harry throwing punches. You know, what's your level that makes it disgusting? You know, that goes from like kind of normal, expected to be shameful of or embarrassing. I don't think I have no filter. Everything's acceptable to me. A full-on brawl and all. No, I'm only kidding. Yeah, I just feel like helping Andrew to reposition himself somewhere else. Andrew would be nothing but miserable staying now in the UK. I feel he needs to go away, resolve his relationships with Fergie and his children, and then he needs to get straight on it and have a full investigation and go for it, you know. He should go for it. He's frightened of little daft things coming out. This is what means he keeps himself a prisoner to something that didn't happen, and he won't expose that or try to expose it because of all these other little things that would mount up as well. I don't know. I won't give a blackmailer that power over me. Don't matter. Don't matter. If I'd have murdered somebody and they're getting me for a speeding ticket, if I didn't agree with it, I'd still go hell for leather. Maybe not. Not if I murdered somebody. But you get the gist, don't you? You know, it's the art of the lie itself that is worse than the crime. They could have come out and just said, you know what? I was desperate, or, you know, just be honest, yeah. I sent them letters. Oh, well, I was afraid of what the family said. My mum was poorly. I didn't want to upset anybody. I knew I'd, you know, kind of I overstepped the mark. My wife, you know, she's screaming bipolar. I think she is bipolar, actually. Definitely, especially where that spending is concerned as well. You've got the high risk factors, the moods, the weight, the up and downness, the depression, anxiety. You know, I think she still says she goes for therapy now. And yeah, there's definitely things I can see there. So they did it. They should have just said, do you know what? I know I was wrong, but I was desperate. I wasn't thinking straight. There was a lot going on. I was panicking. People was telling me this. I didn't know that. My husband was saying, you know, this was all a pack of lies, you know, and I believed him. That could have gone so well, a lot better. The minute they knew, little shit. It is little shit, actually. It's a minor detail that he said he'd ended the friendship and truly hadn't. That's a minor detail. You know, the big detail is, what was he doing in Epstein's company? Never, you know, this Virginia case and the non-other complainants as well that don't exist. What's the future for Andrew, please? Going to be accused of lying again. But I also get maybe a bloody, you know, there is an injustice there. Is that, yes or no, is that how Andrew feels? Or is it how somebody else, something coming his way? Is this how he feels? Is it someone coming his way? I asked what was next for Andrew. I'm getting having to use the law. Will Andrew take legal action against others? He has to. He has to, okay? This cannot go on. It's gone so far. Okay, this guy's got to start coming out and dealing out the dead bodies himself. Okay, there'll have been a lot of information he's come across. There's no doubt he would like young women. Arrogant, bossy, entitled, whatever. I don't think he deserves this, actually. I don't. If you're going to get punished for something, then, you know, make sure they've actually done it. This guy's not been accused of anything. Or what? So they couldn't go anywhere with the Met Police for the alleged Virginia assault in the UK. No, but now they want to go, you know, and investigate his money. So they haven't been able to get him on one thing. So they've gone on another. It's a witch hunt. They won't stop. And Fergie is a weak link. We all know, you know, that she's taken advantage by getting people introduced to Andrew for $500,000 and this, that and the other. But if anything, I think people should be looking at Fergie's behaviour. And if she's walked away from Andrew just like that because of all this, then that's what needed to happen. She's not true to him. She's just taking off him all the time. He's not going to tell tales on his family. How does Fergie feel about Meghan Markle? Oh, I like this. She likes. She thinks Meghan Markle is evil, destructive. You know. Does Fergie suspect that Meghan Markle is involved somehow with these long-sustained attacks? Because if you think about it, guys, these court cases didn't start coming out until Meghan was in the royal family or just before. Was Meghan behind some of this stuff for Andrew? Blowing it up on social media. I'm getting blowing it up. Drama. Not sure about that. I'm getting something blowing up. Okay, does Fergie know that? Does Fergie know of anything untoward? I've got to get the question right. 1 second. I'm going to start in drama. Will Fergie turn on Meghan and expose Meghan's past? I'm getting something written or hidden, you know, in the dark. Something in the writing. All over the internet and Meghan. Does Fergie believe that Meghan was involved with Andrew? I mean, that's all over the internet, isn't it? So, is Meghan as what does Fergie believe? No, I can't. Why is it so hard? Because I've got so many questions at the same time. Okay, right, let's go for it. So, did Meghan meet Andrew before Harry? No, but she was going down that path, wasn't she? She was the driving force for going down that path and getting into Eugenie and Beatrice's heads. Does Fergie believe Meghan was a yacht girl and connected with Epstein? She was definitely connected with Epstein. was, how did Fergie meet, hang on then. So did Fergie meet Meghan before she met Harry? Yeah? Of course. So she said they didn't. I say they did. Even like crossing paths at certain parties, okay. Does Meghan believe she was hired as a model for these men? It was more than that, you know. We've always said Meghan was looking for a meal ticket. That Meghan's a fraud. So, I've always said she wasn't like a full-on prostitute. I've always said that she was after a certain individual, which would have been Harry. But was Meghan involved in the Epstein situations and parties? Because I know she slept with, there was a bloke, hang on, don't know if he's Harvey Weinstein. She slept with him. Tell you what he did. He left $50 on the table and said, get a taxi home. I mean, how shocking is that? She felt absolutely used and abused, and she did feel like a hooker. Let's just ask, did she sleep with Harvey Weinstein and feel rejected afterwards? Love it. Look at that. Change your viewpoint elsewhere. Oh, was it Harvey or there's another guy? Was it Harvey? Yeah, it was Harvey. So she wouldn't have done it for money. She's done it for a part. You know, trying to a working audition. Yeah, he treats her like shit. But she put herself in that situation. She wasn't as high and mighty and confident when she walked out as she did when she came in. Anyway, little bit of news there. I did do a reading on Harvey. There was somebody else as well. I can't remember his name, but I definitely got a hit with Harvey. How did Fergie, why does Fergie, for what reason does Fergie believe Meghan was going to be called as a witness? For what reason? For this reason, that she was there. Are we seeing that as Virginia? Yes. So she knew Virginia. Okay. How did Meghan know Virginia? Because she was invited places where Virginia was. It's not unusual for, when you get, what is it, Andrew and his 40 ladies of the night. I don't think that's the case at all, but I do kind of know this, is that, or I can picture it as well, is that men like that would hire 40 beautiful girls to attend that party and look after everybody. I don't know whether that goes all the way at all, but I do know that women are hired to go to parties and they don't, just to make everybody look good and feel good. Your remit is to just make sure everybody's enjoying themselves as well. These men want people to pander to them, yeah, pander. So this would be interesting, and this is really what I want to know. Will Meghan be dragged into any future trials about Andrew? Absolutely, and that's the plan. That is their plan. So, how would Meghan feel about being dragged into Andrew's court case to clear his name? She would love it. Okay, that's where she wants to be. I got this on Monday and I was thinking, what? I'm a crackerjack or what? She wants to be in it. Will Meghan's... So, that's a good thing if she was dragged in, because don't you remember, and it was made a big part of it as well, it was in the headlines, Meghan didn't know who Andrew was. She actually stood in front of the Queen and beside Harry and said, who is that? If somebody did that right in front of me, okay, I would know there was lying. I would know, because I know the thought process as well, you know, behind it. She's got this cockiness about it, wants to, you know, play games with Andrew. How did Andrew feel about Meghan becoming part of the family? I didn't like it at all, no. She was overblown self-importance. She chucked... well, she didn't chuck, she was written out of her jobs. She turned down every opportunity to help her, had an irresponsible attitude to money, and dropped out at the, dropped out as quick of the race as quick as possible. Will Meghan be exposed? Yeah, I don't think she will. Can Andrew and Fergie blackmail Meghan? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Okay. So, and they could make promises, that this is a man. I know it's a man. This is another man. She would have to testify. And he's sat with his hands doing something funny. Yeah, they could. Okay, so will Meghan have any bombshells to reveal in this, lawsuit? All the lies, all the lies, all the lies, all the wrong things she did as well. All this truth as well that needs to come out. It's not fair. It is unfair in this instance. People might disagree, agree, but this is how the universe sees it. I've got no doubt that Virginia was a victim of somebody else, not of Andrew. People say, bad things can't happen twice to you, but believe me, they can, and they do. And statistically, as well, with proper numbers, that is the case. The reason for it is because that person is, even though they're less trusting, they're more likely to be in a situation like that to repeat. The only thing that changes after abuse or assault is the inside. And not for the better. It's like, you can take it, you deserve it. It was inevitable. Rather than changing the environment or the people you hang around with or that are involved with, I mean, people say, oh, she couldn't get out of it, she couldn't get out of it. Yeah, you can. probably didn't want to get out of it because of certain reasons, like familiarity, a shared history with Ghislaine and Epstein, and the rest of it. Also, the fact that, you know, she also had a hand in things, in, you know, recruiting people. It's just not him, guys. It's just not him. And the problem is, well, even though you've got Ghislaine saying, you know, and Virginia saying it's Trump wasn't involved or Andrew wasn't involved, nobody's going to truly believe that until they've seen everything. It would be, that's convenient, you know, she's not here, and yet she's wrote real good things about Trump. Is Fergie and Andrew exposing, you know, yeah, does Andrew, what does Andrew have to tell the king about Meghan? Because I think that, you know, could be it as well. What does Andrew have on Meghan that he should tell the king? Saying that she didn't recognise him when she did, that she didn't know about the royals, you know, when she did all these little stunts she pulled, a 6-month absolute, you know, love bombing of Eugenie and Beatrice and Fergie. So, up to now, I've got Andrew is not the orchestrator of his own demise, somebody else is. You know, they can't have what they want, so they want to bring somebody else down. How would Meghan feel being dragged into court to testify? How would she feel about that? So she's definitely going to get called up in this. How would she feel? That she don't want to get involved, that... Do you know what I think she's doing? Is she crawling around Fergie's ass? No, she won't get in touch with her yet. I think, you know, Meghan hadn't even thought that far ahead. How long has she been married? Because I'm getting this all comes out within 6 years of marriage. Listen, how long has she been married? Could this be something going on next year then? She'll be dragged kicking and screaming. Good, I'm glad. She should be called up. And do you know what? I told you before, the universe has a way of exposing people who are truly evil. You know, the universe isn't bothered if you've taught behind somebody's back or out like that. And I don't know, you might have even done shoplifting or whatever. You know, you might have done something. The universe ain't going to open up and expose you on that. What they're doing is they're allowing these nasty, evil, greedy bar stewards, and because they're consistently evil, okay, that's all the churn out is negativity, and eventually it all comes back on themselves, you know. So I don't feel like, in a way, this is a good thing. I do believe that, you know, Andrew can, you know, can Andrew repair the damage that's been done. Well, right now, nobody wants to listen to him, you know. They're sick of his excuses, but they're not really hearing him, you know. He never did it. He wasn't involved. So it's as if other people have benefited from Andrew, and he's sick of it. But I also feel as well that he'll want money, but he's going to want to go about it the wrong way. Please don't, Andrew. Don't go from, waste to even worse. There is a way to repair him. There really is. But I don't know if he'll do it. There's two paths here. One is to go to court and, get this all cleared up, or pursue action, for his innocence. At least he's defending himself. And then there's the other one where he thinks, well, maybe give up, leave, and let somebody else, deal with this. Or he could go down a road where he's still doing, good things, or still involved, taking on to that 1%, whatever he's got left, giving it a bit of a while. But right now, I would, if that was me, I would attempt to clear my name, no matter what, no matter the cost, no matter what. It just seems to me that the family, it appears, it's not how it is, but it appears the public are being led to believe that even the family think he's guilty. He's got strength. He's got anger. Anger keeps you alive. I've said that before. What does Meghan fear about Fergie? That's more like it, okay, that they'll lose their titles too, that there's discussions as well, that information will come out, certain information. She believes, there's a plot. They take down Andrew first, and then they get rid of, pave the way to get rid of Harry and Meghan. So Meghan's worst fears are, this could go somewhere else, if nobody's looking at Andrew to take legal action. Well, he is. What's Harry's worst fears about this situation regarding Fergie and Andrew? That William holds the power. Everybody's saying William was in on it. Look, I'm not being funny. I'm sure William told his dad off plenty of times about other religions, okay, and King Charles didn't listen. So was this, the King's decision in the end? Yeah, unreliable and insincere. Just can't trust what was going to happen next, okay? So there's no doubt that, William would have put forward the case, the evidence, looked at things, Anne as well. Was Anne involved in the decision for Andrew? No, because she wouldn't have allowed it, this is like revenge. No, she's not happy with the King, actually. How does Anne feel about the King right now? Is if you don't sort Andrew out, he's left with nothing. He'll only, there's debts and instability around him. Look, I don't think she believes this plan will work. Is Anne angry with Andrew? She's upset. She's upset. A lot of them are upset. But I think Anne is upset because they was very close. Andrew, Charles and Anne would have been close at some point. Or even not Charles, actually. Is he another brother? all had those things in common. Yeah, she's really upset, but she's upset for them. It's not just being upset about them. Like, bloody hell. No one wanted this to happen. And no one wants those kind of changes being made because, like you say, although I did say it could be done, and that the last video or two I did, you know, that it was in their power, and then for it to happen, although I was talking about Harry, not Andrew, yeah, I think it shook everybody up, really. She's extremely upset. Will Fergie expose Meghan Markle for the lying, conniving, deceitful person that she is? I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay, let's get excited. Yes, their past is going to be revealed in their future. How they met, what was going on, you know, how eager Meghan was, how she, you know, sent flowers every day to Eugenie and Beatrice, you know, thanking them for a wonderful friendship and all that bollocks. Yeah, she's going to bring out their past into the future. But will this destroy Harry and Meghan? No, what impact will Fergie's stories have on Harry and Meghan for the future going forward? Yeah. Meghan, I wish she wasn't alive at all. Yeah, or everything she said is completely the opposite as well. So I think, you know, Fergie will do that in a way that it's like, God, did she just say that? She, you know, I don't feel she's going to say stuff. Will Harry feel about Fergie when she spills the beans about Meghan? Because he already knows he wanted to hide it, and he's been unrealistic as well, thinking that, you know, this won't happen at all. It was always bound to come out. If your relationship is built on sand, you know, it's going to dissolve. Good. How will Meghan feel then when she's exposed to the world for the person she really, really is? Oh, a few tears. A few tears. Do you know what? I don't know. I kind of feel like Fergie will say stuff. And Meghan, well, it's out of her control. So Meghan can move on. Harry can't. Harry can't. Okay, so we're going to draw a close. Let's find out what's what for everybody. Outcome for Andrew in this, please. Maybe things that was planned in the future. Maybe there's difficulties and that it can't happen. So that could be around his titles, you know, about him and his wife being no longer classed as royals. I mean, all that had to happen. And I can see Andrew towing the line, you know. All he had to happen was say, don't address me as Prince Andrew anymore. Or, you know, Commander. Can't see, you know, Harry and Meghan giving it up that way. But we'll look at Harry with the title business after. Right now, it's all about these two and the impacts that they're going to have on Harry and Meghan specifically. So, yeah, so I'm getting something can't be done. I'm getting difficulties. You're going to hear more about Andrew and Fergie and their problems that they're having. What's the outcome for Fergie in this? Destroyed. But she's going to come out and deny stuff as well. You know, she thinks she's still in with a chance that, you know, she was only after money. It was Andrew who's been doing this stuff. Yeah, I think she's going to come out and deny something. What's the outcome for King Charles in this? What do you do with a brother like Andrew, to be fair? What do you do with him now? Where does he go? Where do you put him? Where he's safe? I don't know, he's thinking this, he's stuck as well. And I think that is because what they've promised or what they've said can't actually happen like in the way they thought it would. So he may not be losing all his titles, Andrew. Don't come for William in this. Well, believe it or not, I do feel that William will agree to something, you know. He's got something in his hand, so kind of looks like a soldier. I used to get this for Harry when he was, you know, involved in the military stuff, but he's not. So I'm getting, you know, maybe there's something there, good news from William to Andrew. They all jumped off. I'm not reading them. Far too many. And so I think you'll get something supportive coming from William. He's not totally against everybody or everything. Outcome for Meghan because of all this. Is she going to come and see the king? Is she going to come over here? It looks that way. Oh, let's show more children. It's just that Meghan's a complete hypocrite, you know. She goes on and on about what other people say and how their words hurt her. Yeah, it's there, isn't it? Oh, you're not going to see my kids, but okay, we're skint, so we'll get them out for now. I never even saw the child's faces, actually. If anybody's got a screenshot, I know, like, people won't do it on YouTube, but if anybody's got a screenshot, could you send it to me? I'd be very interested as well, just to see if I can get a read on them. She's going to come across as supportive as well for Eugenie, you know. The survivor messiah, honestly. Her day will come. Her day will come. Outcome for Harry. Yeah, he's getting more stressed by the day. More stressed by the day. He needs to see a doctor. He needs to take a break, slow down on whatever is going on. His life isn't slowing down. All these stories that are coming out and their next, you know, cycle of events as well. He's not prepared for this at all. Will William strip Harry and Meghan of their titles? As long as they remain non-working royals, okay? Yeah, I feel like, you know, sack the lot of them. Sack both of them. Just get rid of any connection. You got financial abuse of Fergie and their titles. And you got financial abuse of Harry and Meghan and their titles. And also Andrew as well. So, you know, if that is the rule, base it on that, you know, get rid of him. Although I have to say, I'm not really too... I know we all want the titles off him, but that's because we don't like him. I think it's because I'm concerned because you're messing with the constitution of our monarchy. And with everything else that's changing around us, we really shouldn't be giving anybody leeway to interfere with our monarchy. Start icing people out. You know, you give the control over to others, and eventually you end up ousted out yourself. Okay, final. What do we need to know about this situation that we don't know right now? There's pain. But it's the pain you get through. It's like this isn't something physical. With Harry, it's going to be physical. There's nothing physical here, but it is just like upset, you know, getting through that upset. But I do believe, you know what, between now and Christmas, I think things could look up. I think Andrew and Fergie are going for the worst of it, and then things will look up. Things look different. But there'll be improvements as well. Okay, guys, that's it from me. Hope you've enjoyed that reading. I certainly have. It's been great reading for you again today. I will be belting out some extra videos to catch up on. It's all been going off, but Tommy Robinson acquitted. I said that word, acquitted. Not guilty, not chucked out, acquitted. And he was acquitted. So well done to Tommy and Elon and his supporters, all of them. Okay, bye now. Bye-bye.